Music is music, man. Music is medicine. I needed a lift today. I got it. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. And thank you for your patience. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Life is wild, intense at the moment, and work is super busy, so it's kind of hard to find a moment to do anything really. But all you need to know is I'm gonna keep making these videos because I love making these videos. I am working on a plan to be a bit more frequent, and that means unfortunately you're stuck with me. I'm not going anywhere. Now, speaking of hot minutes, it's been a long time since we looked at Band-Maid, and quite frankly that's unacceptable. I'm excited about this. Big fan of their music, and big fan of this. I think it's quite new. I don't know if it's a new song or if it's just newly released on YouTube, but it's an acoustic version, and that's pretty damn cool because I don't think I've ever heard anything acoustic by Band-Maid, and I know they're super high energy, so I want to see how that translates. I'm a big fan of acoustic songs or acoustic versions of songs. I can see it says acoustic version, so there's obviously a live version of this as well. Super excited. Let's get stuck into it. You didn't come here to see me do an intro, so without further ado, before I add more ado, Band-Maid, Catharsis, acoustic version, official live video. Let's see what you got. Hang on. Yes. Give it to me. Give it all to me now. Now I'm going back to the beginning because absolutely loving this. And that's just what we do around here. This is very cool. I mentioned they're a high energy band, so there can be a perception that some of that fullness, some of that excitement is going to be removed whenever you hear an acoustic song or maybe an acoustic version of a song. Certainly not the case here. We know how talented they are. Acoustic music can sometimes be a level of purity where you get to see just how talented these musicians are. They can't hide behind, when I say they can't hide behind effects, there are always going to be effects and sounds to help make it sound more natural, more believable, more live. But it certainly removes a lot of the areas that you can kind of slide through in a live performance and get away with certain things. So like distortion and overdrive can be one of those, and you're obviously not hearing that here. Really cool. A couple of things I noticed which are probably fairly obvious to anyone who plays an instrument, but they're nice to mention, is it starts out with the whole band together. I like the count in. It gets you that live feel as well. Drums are doing some really nice kind of extra hits on the snare. It's more on the rim, and you can get that authentic breakup of that beat. It seems like there's an alternating single and then double kick hit, which you can hear the bass emphasizing. That's what draws your ears to it, because acoustic drums are generally not too intense and kind of in your face, especially the kick. It's a bit more muffled. There's more resonance than there is actual click and hit. And it's really cool. I want to see if the picking has been done with a pick or with fingers. Doesn't really matter, but it sounds like it's a pick because there's a bit more of a clang to it. And there's some effects as well. When we get to it, I'll stop and I'll show you. There's a break in the song where you can hear it, and that's what I mean by there'll always be certain effects behind a song. But lovely start. Awesome. There you go. If you don't like the pauses, leave the doorses and close them on the way out. That was horrible. I couldn't think anything. I panicked. I haven't done these in a while. Rusty AF. But here we go. You heard that break there. Listen for the break. There's quite a dead break when you hear it with the drums, but on the guitar, one guitar is picking, one guitar is strumming, accenting certain chords, and that's the progression that the picking is following. But when you hit that and you hit the break, you can hear that slight delay on it. It's a very quick one. There's a quick decay on it. It doesn't go too long, which means a lot of what you're hearing is going to be the initial authentic sound and not the remnants of it. It's important because I'm not a purist. I am in terms of I want you to be authentic and live and talented, and I want you to show that talent to the world in the most pure way possible. However, technology has a massive place to play in all of this, and anybody who kind of rains on a band's parade because they add effects into things like this or they use digital versus analog, get out of here. I don't have time for you, man. Music is music, man. Music is medicine. I needed a lift today. I got it. Oh, those bass slides and runs are beautiful. Hang on, I gotta go back and just hear some of that. Really impressed with the vocals. Always am. You know, I've mentioned about their songwriting, and God, can this chair get any squeakier? I guess yes. Love the backing vocals on this, and I think that's something that doesn't get shouted out enough. I think the backing vocals, man, when you're sitting down like this, just singing, and you're doing acoustic songs, and vocals are just going to really sit on top of the mix, because everything is quite sharp and defined. There's a lot more isolation than there is blend, in my opinion, with acoustic EQing and frequencies, but that's quite nice. A lot of it's sharp, and it jumps out straight away, and then it settles back a little bit versus a more produced live electric sound. I'm a huge fan. The bass is absolutely smashing it. The guitar work is, I don't think she's missed a single note. Pretty sure she's using a pick. But I keep saying I'm going to look and then don't, because attention span of 3-year-old. This is incredibly classy. I knew I'd be impressed. I thought I would be. I didn't know how much. Hang on a second. The reason I stopped just a little bit ago, I'll bring it up when the next chorus comes around. That's a lovely shot. May as well be the thumbnail. They just look happy playing, and you can hear that happiness. And I don't know how to explain that. I can explain a lot of things. I can't explain that, but it just is. So believe it. I like that little just picking pieces. It's basically a scale. There's nothing really fancy about it, but it was well placed. Before there was a big break, and you could hear the remnants of that effect, of that delay and reverb, and now you heard a little bit of a picking piece. It's an evolution of what came before. That's important because what you're doing is you're catering to not only people who play musical instruments and have a desire to participate in the songwriting as if they did it themselves when they're listening for a first time, i.e. me. You're also catering for people who are listening to your songs multiple times. They pick up new things, they find new things. And that is a level of brilliance that you can't quite replicate and you can't teach it. Now, I mustn't forget what I was going to say at the next chorus. Okay, we're getting there. So, I'm just vibing out, man. Just enjoying it. Okay, so when you get to the chorus, love the heart-shaped hole in that guitar. Very, very cool. When you get to the chorus, you're still going to hear one guitar that's doing dominant strumming. That is going to be done by the backing vocals as well. And the lead guitar, what you're going to hear is, I can't tell you if this is exactly accurate because I can't really see it, but what a lot of times you get is people playing full chords, i.e. strumming and holding multiple fingers on the fretboard and creating different chords or power chords, anything like that. And then you're going to have a lead guitarist who sometimes does a I don't know what the actual term for it is, but they skip a string, right? So they will do essentially what you would do as a power chord. If you, when you're really, really starting out, you don't actually use your pinky, you're just using 2 fingers and kind of using your ring finger and then your index finger. And you would kind of just play that push down as a power chord. But now if you take that ring finger and you don't push the string in between and you move it down one, you create a little bit of sharpness between that lower string, the top one within the chord. And if you slide that around, you can create this drifting melody that sits very distant, of course in key, but very distant to what the other chord progression is. And it adds a level of intricacy and melody and light. Everything about this is happy. Everything about this is that major chord feeling. It just feels really nice. It feels pleasant. You can drive in a car on a long winding road with a sunset and sparkling water. Because PG channel. Because right thing to do. Hang on. I gotta go back. I want to hear that again. Really interesting to see how they've mic'd things up as well. And the reason I say it is because I kept pointing this side. A lot of that sliding I was talking about is coming across in my right headphone. Things are reversed. That's how cameras work, I guess. Yeah, so on the right side, I'm getting a lot of that sliding. And I love just the mix of this very delicate movement of instruments. Now, it's not quite as you're seeing it, a little bit, because you can't have all the drums to the left. So that's typically how a mix works. But typically, you would have one cymbal further away from the other, and you can almost hear that in the mix. You can hear a lot of the guitars being shifted and pushed, not only to provide a bit of a live element, but also to give things space. You only have so much of a canvas to paint on with music. When you're EQing things, you need to find gaps. That's why both guitars can't have the same sharpness. That's why you have different tonality. That's why you mic things up different. That's why you plug certain things in. Everything has a different sound and feel, and this takes hours and hours and hours of tweaking. Surely by the engineer and maybe a couple stand-in guys to play along, and then obviously they would have done multiple practice sessions with it. But it's a beautiful setting. It's beautifully done. Really, really, really like this a lot. Like a really lot. Small little slip there, which is important. It feels real. Get in. No. Yes, we're pausing. We love it. Celebrate the pause. Embrace it. Make it part of your being. Or leave me a long drawn out comment about why you're leaving me. It's just weird because I didn't know we were dating. But good luck to you. That's cool, man. Unexpected and cool. Unexpected and cool. I've just said the same thing twice because my brain is trying to catch up with what it wants to say. And what it wants to say is that I didn't think that they were going to speed it up to that kind of volume, that intensity, where they're both going to be doing that really quick up-down strumming with a lot of ghost notes. Ghost notes aren't necessarily palm muting, shout out palm mute gang, where you are pressing down to get tonality, but it's more muffled. Here, you're actually not actually pushing down at all. You're alternating between pushing down on the fretboard and kind of just holding the strings in place, keeping them in line, like a mom with small kids. And you're still strumming. You're getting that You're getting that sound in between all the notes, and it just adds a busyness. Really cool. Lively. And then what else? Oh, a lot of hammer-ons and pull-ups, a lot of clarity. I mentioned earlier a slip. It wasn't necessarily a slip in terms of missing a note, but it was a missing of the pressure of that note. And I love that. That's supposed to happen, in my opinion, because we aren't robots. And they are pretty close in terms of talent, but they aren't robots. They aren't. I have a lot of people giving me a hard time because they go, they're the best musicians in the world. They aren't. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Are they incredible? Absolutely. I don't believe for 1 second that they're trying to be the best musicians in the world, because why would you? Those are session people sitting in studios, then we will never know their names. They are trying to be the best band, songwriters, collaborative chemistry, and masters of their own instruments. And they're doing that very, very well. They're doing that brilliantly. And that's more than enough for me. A lot of cool little techniques there, a lot of busyness, where it's interesting how they filled up that space, because typically if it was just that lead piece, you'd have a lot more silence or non-musical elements coming through, but they found a way because they're Band-Maid. And they're Band-Maid because they're brilliant.
Your blast. 1, 2, 3. Remember, no worries, no night lasts forever.
Man, shout out Band-Maid. Doing the damn thing. Always doing the damn thing. Just killing it. And I mean, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Somebody else has done one of these. Let's give them a shout out. Let's click on this person.
What's up, Quarter Pound?
I don't watch a lot of reaction videos. I don't really watch any. This guy's name, and hopefully he won't mind me doing this, bit of promotion here. His name is Wave Potter. He's also done he's done the original and the acoustic, which means he's smarter than me right off the bat. So go look at this guy's one. I'll make sure I put the link in my description. Seems like a friendly guy. He's got a nice beard. But yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful song, and what a wonderful way to kind of, I keep, when I don't have time to do these, I have to reintroduce myself to the process, to the mechanics, the lighting, where to sit, how to move. It's intense. What I don't have to introduce myself to is my love for music and the fun I have doing these, and that's always special. That's why I keep doing them. That's why I will keep on doing them. Fantastic song, brilliant engineering and mixing, lovely setting. They just look comfortable and happy. Not much else to say other than I loved it. They got other stuff. I'd love to take a listen to it. I most likely will listen to the original version of this in my own time, but I will wait until this comes out. And if you guys have a vested interest in me hearing the original and watching me talk through this again, probably with far less pauses, more just enjoying it, then yeah, go ahead. Let me know and I'll get on that. But that was wonderful. And, grateful again for you guys who are patient and stick it out. Does mean a lot. And I hope you still get as much value from these as I do fun. And when I say value, it's more around entertainment. I'm nobody special. I'm just a guy in a chair. But this guy in the chair is very grateful for you. So thank you very much. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.